Hi everyone, I'm Carla. Welcome back to Lesson 3. I hope you liked Mr. Allard's assignment yesterday. And today we have Libya Doman from Washington, D.C., and she teaches in Virginia, and she's going to have us do kind of a fun game today. So, hi Libya, how are you today?
I'm great, Carla. How are you feeling?
I'm good. So tell me about where you teach and what you teach, and then tell us what we're going to do.
I actually teach in Fairfax County Public Schools, which is a suburban area right outside of Washington, D.C., where I live. And I teach in elementary school, and I'm very lucky that I get to teach visual art every day. Today I thought we might do a lesson that I did with a lot of my students in these last 3 months during their remote learning, and it's called a surprise foldable.
Great. Okay. So tell us. Let's get started.
Okay, cool. So I'm actually going to play a game with you. It's a game my students like to play a lot. It's called Two Truths and One Lie. So in this, I'm basically going to tell you 3 stories, and 2 of them will be honest and true, and 1 of them I'm going to be totally fibbing, making it up. You ready for it?
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Here's my first story. I have traveled abroad and I've lived in Paris. Story number 1. Story number 2. Every day I go for a walk and I take a little finger puppet with me when I go for that walk.
Okay.
Story number 3. When they decided that we needed to wear masks when we went outside, I started sewing a bunch of masks for a lot of different people. What do you think?
Okay, so 2 of those are
Have
true.
I traveled abroad, lived abroad? Do I have a little finger puppet that walks with me, or have I sewn a lot of masks? What do you think?
Okay. Steve's saying the finger puppet is a lie, and Duncan is telling us that the Paris is a lie. I think that you probably did make masks, so I'm going to look at. So you can put that one down because I think that's true that you made masks. That's my guess. And then of the other 2,
finger puppet.
Okay. We're getting competing guesses over here. I'm going to go with the finger puppet is a fib. Am I right?
The finger puppet is a fib. Okay, so I will reveal that actually I do walk every day with my finger puppet. It was kind of a joke. I went to Seattle and I went to this novelty store, and my friends and I each picked up a finger puppet, and I actually brought it out on my walk just to kind of send them a joke picture, and then I just kept it for all these months walking with it.
Oh, that's so funny.
My second fib is my second truth, is I have actually lived in Paris. I lived there for about 2 years after I graduated from college.
Wow.
And my fib is that I did not make a bunch of masks. But I'm still happy. My sister-in-law actually makes some, and she sent me a bunch of really fun patterned masks. Okay. So that makes me pretty happy.
I was totally wrong.
But what I was hoping to do with this game is give you an opportunity to learn a little something about me, kind of pay attention to some of the things that, you just met me. So it was really hard for you to do that. It's really funny because a lot of my students, they struggle, but they come pretty close to understanding me. So they can usually pick out the lie because they know I travel abroad and I bring my little cat into the classroom as well. But in this, it's really funny because I think, sometimes we can make a foldable that is perfectly nice by itself, but all together, they kind of tell a story about us.
Right.
So I was hoping that we could make a few foldables today, make a foldable today, and, you know, to share pictures of ourselves or others. Like, here's this lovely monster. And I think that often when we think about monsters or others, we might think, oh, horrible. But in fact, this monster is learning how to brush his teeth. And it's so funny because, you know, this monster is basically saying, have you never seen a monster brush his teeth before? Right. Of course. Monsters have to brush their teeth as well, right? And then I also made, when I decided, you know what, you can play around with the size of your paper. Your paper could be really small. It could be medium size for sure. Or you could decide to supercharge it and go really big. And so for this one, I really went all in, and I made a picture of a little girl who looked like me with the Afro puffs. And when I open it up, it says, I love my hair. Awesome. And I certainly do. Although for the last couple of days, I've been wearing a gele on my head, or a head wrap, which is sometimes people from of African descent will wear a gele on their head.
It's beautiful.
Because it draws your attention away from my hair into my beautiful face.
Right.
At least that's what my parents told me.
Oh, that's so awesome. So we're gonna make one.
We're gonna make one now.
Okay.
Want to do it?
Yep.
Okay. So, you know, I said to my kids when we did this, you know, we really have to kind of use some of our math thinking for this, because the first step involves us folding the paper, and ultimately we're going to fold that paper into 4 parts or fourths. Okay. Right. So what I'm going to do is I can hold my paper standing up the tall way, as opposed to laying down. I definitely went up the tall way. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it in half, kind of like a book. And sometimes I press down on the table so I have a nice crisp fold. And when it looks a little bit like a book, okay, I know I've made the first fold right. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at it from the side like it's a tent. And you can see the folded part of my tent. The top of my tent is the folded part of my paper. Can you see that? Yes. It's like a tent. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that folded part and I'm going to bring it down to the open part. So I'll take it and I'll fold it the long way, or like a hot dog, down like that. And again, I might press it down on the table just to make sure I've got it. So now I've got like a very long tent, a lovely hot dog, or even a long house, if you study Native American history. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of the open flaps. You can see if I have this tent this way, there's 2 unfolded flaps. I'm just going to take one of those flaps and bring it upward. And now I've done the hard work. And the hard work was to break it into 4 parts. Now I have a top part. And believe it or not, this is the bottom part. Okay. Because when I open it up, there are 2 parts inside. So top, 2 in the middle, and 1 on the bottom. But I want the bottom one for right now to touch the top. Okay. How you feeling about that?
Good. I got it, I think.
Got it?
Yep.
Perfect. That's wonderful. That's exactly what we're going for. All right. So now I need to think about what I want to make. And I have to admit that often I am going to use markers, but sometimes I like start off with like really light sketches with my pencil. Okay. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And I was thinking about making another monster. Okay. What are you thinking about making, Carla?
Well, should I do a monster too, and we both do monsters, or should I do something different? Okay.
No pressure. And the cool thing about this is when you're making it, you could certainly make a person. You could make an animal. You can make some type of imaginary creature. I've seen people do this using buildings, and so different things. So it's really, I've seen kids like have like a little ice cream, and it turns into a long, big, delicious ice cream as well, because
Awesome.
there's multiple scoops in the middle. So you decide what you want to do here.
Okay.
No pressure.
Okay. I think a monster would be really
so
fun.
I have the important part is that we start by keeping it folded. And if we are making a face, you can have the eyes and the nose above in the top fourth, and the mouth below. That's one strategy. If you want the mouth to be able to open up. Okay, so that's what I'm going to try and do right now.
Okay.
All right, so down on my paper, I'm going to start by deciding what the eyes are going to be. And I think I'm going to go for some semicircles for my eyes.
And I'm going to kind of just do my own thing, because they'll be different. They'll both be monsters, but I'm going to try a little different.
I love it. I love it when artists are able to come up with different ideas. I think that's fantastic. I've kind of penciled out my eyes, so I'm going to go ahead and commit to a little bit of marker with those eyes now, so you can see it. And it's funny because I've already gotten started, and I haven't even thought about like what kind of monster it's going to be.
Right.
Or what my monster is going to be doing, but I can certainly think about telling my monster stories through visuals as I go along. I've definitely decided that this monster is going to have some super curly eyelashes, super long and curly eyelashes. And this time, this monster is going to be a girl. You know, sometimes when I draw with boys and girls, some kids think that only girls have eyelashes, but in fact, we all do. Boys and girls have eyelashes, so
true.
Don't be afraid of eyelashes. I've decided that my nose is going to be above, and I think I'm basically going to use a rectangle for the nose.
Cool.
And I know that eyebrows often give a face a lot of expression. So I am going to give myself some simple eyebrows as well.
Nice.
Now, my other monster had horns, but I think this guy is going to actually have some major ears. This girl's going to have some major ears. And she is going to be wearing the cutest pair of flower earrings.
Oh, cute.
Mm-hmm. And her ears are big because she wants the world to hear her. And she wants to be able to hear them as well when they're speaking. And, you know, everyone has different kinds of hair and different hairstyles that they appreciate. And she likes her teeny weeny afro. So I'm just going to draw in her teeny weeny afro. And sometimes when I do hair, I don't get particular about it. I just kind of do scribbles. So now I have the top part of my drawing. And this is where it gets interesting, because my top part has to match with the bottom part. Okay.
Right.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my pencil because I don't want to mess this up. And I'm going to say, okay, so my ear ends here in the top part. I have to make sure the mouth comes into that folded line. So as a matter of fact, I might just make the mouth go above the line a little bit and below the line. And I'm going to mark that out with marker so you can see that a little bit better.
Great. And I decided to connect. I already moved ahead of you, and I connected my face down to some legs. So.
Like that. Ooh, I love it. It's very abstract. It's like cubist, actually. So I have a mouth right now, and I want to show you, like, with it closed, if I move it. Let's see if this works. See if you see this. I can pretend that it's talking. Hello, Carla. You see that? How are you?
That's good.
My kids always love that. I definitely am going to give her a chin, and I will just go ahead, and she won't have legs like yours. She's just going to have some arms and just an upper body. A cute little striped outfit.
Aw, cute. Really cute.
All right. So now that we have made the top part match the bottom part, it's time to open up and see what she is experiencing on the inside. And this is the part where you're going to have to get a little more creative and think to yourself, what is she going to show on the inside, right? And, you know, I guess there are so many things about her identity I could talk about, this little monster. But I think what I'm going to do is when she opens her mouth, she's going to have a speech bubble, and there's going to be music notes coming out.
Oh, she's
because
singing.
The thing that people don't know when they just look at her is that she loves to sing.
Oh, awesome.
You know, there's all these things that people don't know when they see us. So I'm going to go ahead and do that.
Okay.
And to do that, I need to now connect the line from the top fourth all the way down to the bottom fourth. So let me do that.
Okay. And I drew my mouth above the fold.
Now
So
she has one cheek on one side, and I'll connect the from one fourth all the way down to the other fourth on the other side. And as you can now probably see, your big job now is to connect the mouth, the top lip, to the bottom lip. And now she looks like she has a major song to sing.
Oh,
and you know what
I
I wish I had done? I wish that I had put in the speech bubble before I actually drew the mouth. So there'll be a little overlap. I'm going to do that now.
Okay. And I ended up kind of feeling like I needed to add a body. So I drew it in pencil, and now I'm copying it in marker. But you want us to kind of pay attention to what they're feeling, right? In some ways?
I do.
Okay.
And I want to what they're feeling, or, you know, something that maybe, it doesn't have to be something you're feeling, but maybe something that reveals something about themselves. Like, you might not have thought of like a monster having to brush their teeth at night, right? In the morning. And this little girl, you might not have thought that, you know, she loved her hair so much.
Right.
But maybe an opportunity to learn a little something about your creature. So like with this one, you're learning that my creature loves to sing.
And mine's kind of looking like it's singing too, to be honest.
Is it?
Yeah. Which I can accentuate that. I'm going to put a speech bubble over here and a little music note. And then I also wanted to, he's got a lot of love to give, even though he looks grouchy. So I'm going to put a heart there. Huh. And we're gonna just do these in black and white, but people can color however they want, right? I'm gonna color my heart red while you're finishing yours up.
Yeah, absolutely. You can use any number of colors, like you can use markers, you can use crayons. Maybe you have a set of oil pastels at home, or even maybe you have watercolors at home.
Right.
Sometimes people want to add color to things. I think that's lovely. I just wanted to spend a little bit of time focusing on the idea of doing this.
Yes.
And now, like my monster, my creature definitely has teeth, but unlike my monster, my other monster, this girl, I'm going to call her Sassafronia. She loves to sing. Can't you tell?
I can tell. And here's mine. I've got my guy, and then when you open him up, he is singing too. So
that is definitely some big love. I can feel it through the screen. That's awesome.
Well, thank you so much for this project. Really, all you need is a marker and a piece of paper. And if you want, you can add color to it, right? But so awesome. And so they can do a monster, or they can do anything they want, really, right?
Anything you want.
I just want to show two that I did before, just to practice. This is a girl's face, and when I open it up, she is standing, smiling. She's sort of like unhappy here, but she's really actually quite happy. And then this one is an animal, so you can do an animal, and the emotion he's feeling is he's a little bit knotted up because, you know, he's actually here he's a horse, and here he's a giraffe that has maybe a little knot in his tummy or his neck, I guess. So those are, you can do monsters, faces, animals, things, and what else can you do? Even anything that communicates an idea. That's the main thing that we are going for, right? We want you to tell us something. Tell us a story.
What I really love about the foldable is that it's like two pictures in one, right? So at first I'm telling you one story about, you know, my person, my place, my thing, right? This picture reveals more than just the outside of my little monster. It reveals something that she finds special about herself and something that she really loves to do. So with this picture, I get to show you a little bit deeper about her.
Yes, that's so great. Well, that was a wonderful lesson. Thank you so much for sharing with us, Libya. And I hope you'll be on the Facebook group to see what kids all over the world and kids of all ages all over the world make.
Thank you, Carla. I appreciate having the opportunity to be here. And I certainly will be looking up what the kids do around the world.
All right. So have fun with that, you guys. Go crazy, color if you want, but mostly think about the idea and what you want to reveal about yourself when the viewer opens up your drawing. Have fun with that. Post online if you like, and we'll see you tomorrow.